recently did a gig at a bachelor party. And to answer your question, yes, it was cooked. Basically, I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but I came on in between lap dances to tell my jokes. And I don't even know if the lads from the bachelor party knew that I was a comedian either. I think they thought I was a stripper having a mental breakdown on stage. Less talky, more dancey, you know. So I did. I joined in and no. Put it back on. No. I got a DM from one of the lads from the bachelor party the following morning and he just sent a, "You hang in there." So that was... I was like, where's the number to Beyond Blue? My name's Charisa. I am 28 years old. Is anyone else in their late 20s at all? Yeah. It's a weird age, isn't it? It's such a weird, really weird age. Like, I find that a lot of my, like, friends, they're starting to, like, settle down and, you know, get their life together. Like, one of my friends, she's completely stopped drinking. So I'll never see her again. I won't, you know. How boring is that? Like a friend that doesn't drink. So annoying. I mean, she's pregnant, but it's like, get over it. Get over it. Be a fun pregnant lady. Have the shot. Do the ketamine. Like, just be fun. My mum drank when she was pregnant to me and I ended up fine, so it's all good. No. So silly. No, a lot of my friends are like, people ask me like, oh, you know, do you want to get married now that I'm 28? And I just, I don't think I want to get married. Like, I remember about a decade ago before my mum passed away, she actually gave me her wedding dress as a present. And she said, "Charisa, I want you to have this so that one day when you walk down the aisle, you'll wear it and we'll forever be connected." And I was like, "Mum, I love you so much. But that dress is fugly." Like, it was really bad. Like, I was like, it was so ugly. I was like, "Do you have any jewellery?" It was not, no, and she got married in the 80s, so it was like, it was like big and white, like it looked like a fucking Tesla. Like, it was so like, no, you guys, it was so bad. And it like had like really like puffy like sleeves and like a lot of layers and sequins and like so many frills and layers. I was like, by the time my husband takes this off me, he'll have access to his super. Like, it's just... You know, the only way it would work is with my sugar daddy because, you know, when he peels it off afterwards, the beach house will be mine. Like, that's the only way. I don't know. My boyfriend, we both agree we don't want to get married. I met my boyfriend on Hinge. I didn't want to join Hinge for the longest time because I'm a big true crime fan and I was scared. I thought, God, you know, it's scary, you know. Because you're meeting strangers and you think, my God, you know, I could be abducted, I could be murdered. And then you go on some of those dates and you just think, I wish he would murder me, you know, like just put me out of my misery. I went on a couple of dates. I went on a date with a gentleman before I met my boyfriend, and I didn't know anything about him at all apart from the fact that he was a life coach. That was his job. But I was like really impressed. He's a life coach, so that means he's given up on both psychology and CrossFit. No, but my boyfriend and I, we've been dating for 2 years, and he recently said to me out of the blue, he just said, I would love if we could spice up the relationship. How about if we try a little bit of role play? And I'm like, that's fine. I'm not here to kink shame, but I'm an ex-theatre student, so when I role play, I really commit to the character, you know? Like, I come up with a whole backstory. He'd be like, "Oh, babe, why don't you dress up as like a sexy nurse or like a sexy schoolgirl?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I can be a washed-up 1940s actress who's got an addiction to morphine and fur coats." And I say things like, "I'm not the pretty young thing I used to be," you know? He'd be like, "Babe, you know, give me a lap dance." I'd be like, "Hold on, let me just get my tap shoes." Ha 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 ha. You like that, big boy? Ha 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 ha. You like that? You like that? He did not. He did not. But the troops, they loved me, and that's what matters. I'll do anything for my country. No. That's what matters. Oh, God. No, it's such a weird age being 28. Like, I've started contemplating, never in my life before, I've started contemplating Botox. I never thought in my life I would be thinking about this, but a lot of my friends, they've started, getting work done earlier and earlier. And I'm so annoyed because they all look so much hotter and younger than me. And, which is fine, but we went out recently and I got mistook for their fun aunt. Like, someone thought that I was their auntie, which is, and I'm a people pleaser, so I completely leaned into the role, I just saying things like, I love Dangerfield, I love Peter Dutton, like, I just saying things like I didn't mean, started posting on Facebook, turn the boats back. No, such a weird age. This is how I frame my age. Like, and now that I'm like 28, I've started like going to therapy, and I didn't want to go to therapy for the longest time, because my cousin was like, oh, you should see my therapist. Like, I've got a great therapist, but my cousin is really like she's not well. Like, she's crazy. And I'm like, why would I see a therapist if I don't like her body of work? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But I started seeing, like, she genuinely is crazy, by the way, because she's dating like a criminal, and for real, like, she's like, oh, I love him, he's so cute, like, he's such a homebody. I'm like, he's on house arrest, like, that's a bit different. But it's so weird. I've started seeing therapists, and you know what started doing? I've started reflecting on my, like, childhood a lot more now. Like, it's so, like, do you ever think you had a relatively normal childhood, and it's not until you start comparing stories with other people you begin to, like, question how you were raised? Like, you think you were fine, you're all good, and then one of your friends will be like, oh, my parents were so strict, we couldn't eat gluten, and you'll chime in and be like, I know, mine kept us in the shed. And it's not, no, it's not right. It's like a little bit different. Like, it's just a little bit different. And I find that you can't question anything about your childhood without your parents getting really defensive. Like, I said to my dad recently, I was like, Dad, have I always had this scar on my forehead? And he just shot back, hey, we did the best we could. I was like, oh my God. So weird. This is how I frame my age. Like, I feel like I'm too young to be like a judge or a magistrate, but I'm officially like too old for like Leo DiCaprio. And like, I tried to sneak onto one of like his yachts, and he just said, freeze your eggs, bitch. And I was like, oh my God, Leo. So rude, my goodness. God, one of my friends, I feel like everyone talks about, I was chatting about my friends about this recently, and we were talking about, like, the prospect of dating Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, oh, like, I get it, he's a movie star, but it'd be like hard, because you'd have to, dating a guy at that age, like, you got to, be his emergency contact, and it's like, you got to know the signs of a stroke. Like, it's just like hard. I can't do that admin. I've got ADHD. Like, it's just too much. But my friend, she's dating an older guy, and she's 27, he's 50. Don't worry, she's an old soul. And he's married. He's got 2 kids. So it's quite scandalous. And now we have this random 50-year-old guy hanging out with our group of friends. And I genuinely don't know what to talk about with him. Like, I just, because I don't know anything about World War I, and like, I just, or its sequel. Like, I don't know anything about it at all. Geology, so like rocks or shit. But like, I don't know anything. And he said something so out of pocket to a group of us the other day. He was like, oh, I love hanging out with you guys. You guys make me feel so alive. I was like, well, the feeling is not mutual, Roger. Like, it's really not. I'm not thinking like, wow, I feel so alive when I'm with Roger. The whole time I'm just thinking, I wonder if he could help me with my taxes. Like, that's his real name, by the way, Roger. You can eat your heart out. This is being filmed, so I just remembered you can't get sued if it's real, allegedly. What's he going to do? Chase me in his orthopaedic shoes? Like, no. But it's so weird now. Like, he's hanging out with us. He, like, he's trying to, like, feel like the older brother of the group, and he loves to give a lot of, like, unsolicited advice. Like, he recently said to our group of friends, he was like, oh, it's really good for your health if you sleep on your side as opposed to your back. And I was like, okay, and I heard it's good for your health if you sleep with just your wife, but, that's just me. Anyway,